Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Western North Carolina fishing report with the Nantahala Sasquatch himself, Gordon Vanderpool. How's it going, Gordon?
Man, I am breathing. It's all good, and I'm alive. No complaints.
Well, good. How is COVID-19 affecting things in your neck of the woods?
Oh, in my neck of the woods, so far so good. I think one case in our county that they know of, so there's probably quite a bit more that have it that just don't know it yet. But so far so good.
Got it.
Not killing me yet.
Yeah. And is it affecting any of your day-to-day kind of guiding activities?
It has, yeah. I've had to cancel a few people that just couldn't travel or wouldn't travel, one or the other, and been able to reschedule them later in the year. I give them a chance. I'm kind of one of these things. I'm like, look, I'm not stopping, so we're going to keep working. So I'll give you a month to reschedule, and everybody's like more than fair with that. So that's kind of where I'm going with it.
Got it. Well, and the interesting thing too is in the era of social distancing, it's a perfect time to get out and fish because you got a little bit of extra water, but you've got pretty good fishing conditions.
Yeah, the conditions are good, man. Today was extremely weird for us. Of course, I had two younger kids, so it was kind of tough, and they were pretty limited where they could go, but we had to work for them where we went. But yeah, conditions are definitely decent right now. Definitely. A little extra water, like you said.
Got it. Any suggestions on flies and tactics?
Absolutely, yeah. For the tight liners, normal rules apply. The fish are starting to really move into that pocket water. And as all these warm days start to go back to back to back to back, and if we can get a few like that without having these pounding rains we're getting in between, the bug life's only going to continue to get better. With blue quills, quill gordons, blue wings, tan caddis today. I saw winter stoneflies today. Depending on watershed, some yellow sallies are going to be popping up more in the coming days and weeks. So there's bugs moving, and the fish are keying in on them. So tight liners, get in the pockets, and the fish are going to get up in that stuff. Tails of the runs, some of the fish you'll see sipping on dries, man. So that's going on when you pay attention, though, to find it, and that can be good. But most of the dry eats we've been getting have been on blue wings still. I haven't seen a ton just on the days I've been out where they're wanting to come up and eat the quills yet, because I haven't personally been out when the hatch has been crazy. As far as bobber fishermen, if you've got fresh stocked fish, normal stuff, fish the pools and the edges, and squirms and eggs and mops are still catching fish. As soon as those flies get tough, scale down and fish more natural approach, and you'll get back into them again. Dry dropper's good this time of year also.
Yeah, funny you should say dry dropper. Ed sent us a question on the Facebook page and wanted to get your thoughts on your favorite dry dropper rigs.
My favorite dry dropper rig? Good question. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Since I love dry dropper, I would consider myself a dry dropper junkie. I definitely am a fan. I think it's a great technique, actually. I mean, and I think a lot of people overlook it, but it's definitely highly recommend to do it. So my favorite, and I don't have a favorite per se, but depending on time of year, water flow, all that stuff, I'm going to just leave it like this. My whole goal when I'm dry dropper fishing is to try to match the hatch if I can, if there is such a thing at the time. So if there is dry fly movement from certain things, I'm going to try to match that accordingly. And my goal is to have a dry fly that is just buoyant enough to float whatever size dropper I'm going to put under it. So does that make sense to you, Marvin?
Yeah, it does. I think what you're trying to tell folks is, you want to kind of have neutral buoyancy on that dry fly so that you have really good strike detection.
Absolutely. Yep. So try to focus on making sure you don't want to be out there necessarily midge fishing in glass water with a size 8 stimulator with 2 tiny midges coming off of it. Okay. I'm not saying that won't work, but my goal is to try to have something that's just buoyant enough to hold whatever it is you're floating. So you have to find that balance. So it's important to have, dry flies down to a 20 up to like your size 8 big stuff, depending on what you're floating, sinking. So that's kind of me. That's my favorite way to do it. But I fish a lot of stimmy dry dropper in the summertime when the stones are moving and the water gets low and they look up for bigger bugs. Hopper dropper, tiny blue wing midges and stuff like that. So But I think the most important part is making sure you have the buoyancy of the dry fly all coincide with whatever size nymph you're dropping. That's important. Keep it the most sensitive. That'll keep it as sensitive as it could possibly be.
Got it. And folks, keep the questions coming. If we read your question, remember, I'll send you some articulate fly swag and you'll get it into a drawing for some Nantahala Sasquatch goodies at the end of the season. And just shoot those to us on the Articulate Fly Facebook page. And Gordon, it's not a fishing report with you if you don't share your most valuable medal. What have you got for us this time around?
Let's go Motley Crue this time with Dr. Feelgood. There's a lot of people that need doctors these days, so it's Dr. Feelgood time.
It's a good tune too. Before I let you hop, why don't you let folks know where they can find you so they can continue to fish with you this spring?
Absolutely. Flyfishingwnc.com.
Good deal. Well, listen, folks, practice your social distancing and get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Gordon.
Tight line.